Good evening. It is very wonderful to be here with everyone and to take our next step in the Ninja practice. We are going to take the step into Guru Yoga. And Guru Yoga, it's a practice, it's a process. It is learned on our own. It is learned from our teachers. It is learned from Padmasambhava and Yeshe Tsogyal. So we're going to be entering a deep step on our path. And sometimes when we hear this, we might think, oh, that's a lot of pressure. But really, we are taking on an honorable step in meditation practice, in our own evolution. And we need to just open and allow ourselves our own pace, our own development, our own connection. For some, Guru Yoga is part of practice already. For some, Guru Yoga is very new. And it might be like meeting a new friend. We want to become friends, but we need to get to know each other a little bit. So Guru Yoga can be like that. Sometimes Guru Yoga is instantaneous. Oh, I've known you forever. So we have to allow things to be as they are. We'll begin with our opening aspirations. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings always be free from pain and suffering. And Shanti Deva, for as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, relieving all beings' pain. And now our request for teachings. Reflecting on all beings, our specific states of mind, great or lesser, will you please turn our wheel of Dharma now? We've been practicing the Longchen Nyingtig Nunjo for almost half a year now. And the Guru Yoga is our pinnacle. And so we're going to devote maybe a few sessions to the Guru Yoga, especially so that we can practice it together and to get ready for our Nundro practice group. And so this evening, to begin to talk about Guru Yoga, I cannot say it better than Azam Rinpoche. And so this is what Azam Rinpoche says about Guru Yoga. Uniting with the Guru in the practice of Guru Yoga is the noble cessation of the path. I'm going to read that again. Uniting with the Guru in the practice of Guru Yoga is the noble cessation of the path. It is the actualization of all the Buddha qualities. It is the most exceptional means to cause the great perfection to actualize in our being. There is nothing greater than this. So it is said by really great masters like Longchenpa and Jigme Lingpa in the Tantras, in the scriptural authority, and in the quintessential instructions. The ultimate generation stage is Guru Yoga. The ultimate completion stage is to have fervent regard for one's Guru, Thus, it is really the ultimate generation and completion stage practice, the one thing that liberates everything is Guru Yoga practice. That is intense. So the importance of Guru Yoga is within that paragraph. We can see that the Buddha qualities that we want to embody, all of the perfections, the freedoms, the happiness, the bliss, is all within the practice of Guru Yoga. And sometimes we wonder, well, how can that be? And again, it is that uniting of the mind-to-mind practice. Last session, we talked about Yeshe Sogyal, we talked about Padmasambhava, and today we're going to talk about that connection. And how does that connection relate to us? If we want to give rise to primordial wisdom, we need Guru Yoga. We always need to pray to the Buddha, the Lama, Longchen Rabjam, and Jigme Lingpa. If we do, the practice will go very well. Blessings protect us from obstructions and help us to practice. We must really explore and investigate the Buddha's teachings. We must practice, and also reason is important. We must purify subtle as well as coarse afflictions, or else cyclic existence goes on and on. To complete our meditation, we need to be very stable in our understanding and our practice. Being definitive and clear is very important. We need to we need to sever the afflictions, or it will continue into the bardo. We need to know the purpose and the reason. It is like a war. We cannot be casual. We need fierce. We need to assault our afflictions. This is the jewel of our life. Earlier Buddhas did not succeed without enormous effort. It is not different for us. If we have spent countless kalpas accumulating merit, then you can become enlightened in one lifetime through Dzogchen. So this practice of Guru Yoga is essential, especially with the teachings of Azam Rinpoche. They are crucial in terms of the open-mindedness, the open-heartedness to receive the Dzogchen teachings. And we begin with understanding the actual purity of our own mind so that we can understand the purity of the Buddha's mind, of Guru Rinpoche's mind. And so, as we said last session, we begin our practice by becoming Vajrayogini. And I believe we have a photo of Vajrayogini, and it's very interesting because she is actually red, and she is naked, and she has ornaments, and they are all symbolic. So we're also taking a step where we're using all of our senses in the learning of this path. So here we see Vajrayogini, and she's very fierce. She has 3 eyes, and one of her eyes is always looking towards Guru Rinpoche. So on our practice, we start with the exclamation of Emaho. And Emaho is, isn't it amazing? We're taking steps onto this amazing path. And for some of us, it's so new. It is, how can it be? So that is why we say Emaho. Isn't it amazing? And a further exclamation from Azam Rinpoche, isn't it amazing that all phenomenon of cyclic existence does not exist? Buddhas are pure appearance. Sentient beings are cyclic existence. All phenomena are our own vision of appearance. And I'll read that again. All phenomena are our own vision of appearance. They do not come from anywhere else. Even though impure appearances arise within us, it does not mean that there is not purity there. Therefore, all appearances are one's own appearance. The Pure Lands are not far away from us. So now we start to talk about the Pure Lands. What are the Pure Lands? Where are they? Will I ever see them? Will I go there? And in many ways, the Pure Lands is the energy within us, and we contain the Pure Lands. And also, we begin with a visualization practice of the Pure Lands. And this takes us from where we are right now and connects us. So we're starting that relationship of connection. We're connecting to the Pure Lands, and we're also connecting to those in the Pure Lands. So when we talk about the lineage lamas, Longchenpa, Jigme Lingpa, and now we're talking about Azam Rinpoche and Yeshe Sogyal, and soon we'll hear about Jetsama. We're talking about those who embody. So our goal too is that we want to embody all of those Buddha qualities that are within the Pure Lands. And are these solid places? In our visualization practice, everything is transparent like a rainbow. So the Guru Yoga practice begins, and we did some of this previously, with the phrase, "In my copper mount, I am Vajrayogini." So here we want to see what Vajrayogini looks like. And we have ourselves as Vajrayogini. And this takes the pressure off. So we might think, well, I don't know if I'm in the Pure Lands, and I don't know if the Pure Lands are within us. However, if we work with the connection to Yeshe Sogyal, who was also a Buddha, known as the consort of Padmasambhava, but also learned all of the scriptures and transmitted them. So the pressure is off because we become Yeshe Sogyal as Vajrayogini, as a Dakini. And all of the books say that we do that so that we are a pure container for receiving the blessings. And of course, the Guru Yoga is about the blessings, and the blessings are about the empowerment. So in my vision copper mount, I am Vajrayogini, oneself as Yeshe Sogyal, taking on the aspect of Vajrayogini, the great bliss queen. Vajrayogini is the Dakini of the Pure Land. Her body is the consciousness of Yeshe Sogyal, and this facilitates the receiving of blessings. We visualize ourselves as Vajrayogini, so we are fit receptacles to receive the four empowerments, absorbing the blessings in her pure form. In her right hand is a curved knife. In her left hand, a skull cup known as a kapala. She is clear, radiant red. There is a trident, katavanga, which is looks like a spear, in the crook of her arm. She stands upon a corpse on a lotus on a sun seat. Her right toe is pointed out in traversing posture, ready to move. Her left foot points forward. She is naked with bone ornaments and flower garlands. She is about 16 years old. Her hair naturally flows down, and this is an indication of the primordial wisdom within the dimension of space. Her three eyes relate to the three Buddha realms. The third eye is gazing up a little, more than an arm's length in front of her. In the field of the eye's gaze is Guru Rinpoche. The place where we are should be viewed as the copper-colored mountain, Guru Rinpoche's Pure Land. In the sky above the crown of her head is the very essence of enlightened form, our Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche. Or you can contemplate on the Cho Yi, which is the Dharmata, the pure empty space, and contemplate at our own level of understanding. So here we have introduced Emaho. We have given the description of Vajrayogini. We have Padmasambhava, which is at kind of eye's length, where her third eye is gazing, and we are Vajrayogini. So for the beginning of our practice this evening, I actually have a little treat. I have to sign into my computer for that. One moment. So in the past, we've begun our practice with the Great Blazing Bliss, and the recording that we heard when signing on was of Jetsama singing the Decham Barwa, which is the Great Blazing Bliss. And this evening, as part transmission, part practice group, we're going to practice with Azam Rinpoche by recording. And this is a very early recording, and it was before there was the severance added. Because it's a long recording, we're going to play part of it. And I wanted everyone to have their text so that if you're comfortable, either following along in the text, if you're comfortable, everybody's muted, so you can try chanting the Tibetan. And so this is a practice of the Nundro that we have been doing, and it's going to be in Tibetan. And because it's longer than the time that we have, we will do some this evening. And then we will also do some next time. And we'll see if we need a third time. But I want to make sure that everyone becomes very comfortable with Guru Yoga, because it is such a big step. For those who've already taken the step, perhaps forgotten that after all of the refuge and the purification and the mandala, and then to go on to Guru Yoga, where the real relationship begins. Okay. So this practice, you have your practice books. It does not include the Decham Barwa, although I have it in another session. So this one will not begin with the Decham Barwa. It will begin for most of us on page 8, and it will begin with the purification of the winds, with the after the Omahom. It will include one of the Omahoms, and then it will start in Tibetan with Jai Wang Rong. If you see that after the Omahom, under purification of speech. So purification of the winds is the Omahom. Purification of speech is going to be remember when our tongue becomes a red Vajra and the letters are circling within our throat chakra. This is going to sound different from our other practices because it's going to be in Tibetan. It is led by Azam Rinpoche. And if for anybody it's a little bit confusing, just take it as a blessing and also as a transmission for our ninja. And again, this will be only part of it. Page 9. Bottom, page 9. Page 10. Page 11. Page 12, refuge. Three times. Bodhicitta. Three times. Third time. $13. Hundred syllable mantra. Page 14.
Sato samaya mano balaya mendra sato teno vajiram jajam meva sutyo meva anurata meva sarvasi mame prayata sarata masu samasitam che pano ha ha ho bangla savatam satam Pendriba ma samaya satam
Hundred syllable mantra 21 times. Samaya Sato Sato Samaya Manum Balaya Menzato de Nova Tiran Vasate Vasate Nevandra Mevasara Angaya Sata Ranga Metabende Bama Samaya Sato Page 15. A mala of Vajrayogini. Page 16. Skip to 17, Guru Yoga. Seven-line prayer. Just page 18. We'll stop there with the recording. Take a moment to come back. And our next session, we will pick up on that recording and we'll move forward. And we have a few more minutes before we begin our questions and answers, which, as we don't record. And I have a feeling there might be some questions this evening. So we want to move on in our exploration for the Guru Yoga. For some people, it's a lot to hear it in Tibetan and also to hear it from Azam Rinpoche. And for others, it's a refresher. So we're all in different places with our practice. So we talked about Yeshe Sogyal, and we've also talked previously about the 7-line prayer. But we'll pick up on the phrases. And so in our visualization, as we're becoming Yeshe Sogyal as Vajrayogini, there begins the phrase, "At my crown, lotus, sun, moon." So we're in our transparency of Vajrayogini. Guru Rinpoche is seated in space. The lotus under him has 100,000 petals to symbolize the total purification of faults on the part of Guru Rinpoche. His sun and moon seat indicate the unification of method and wisdom. The pollen or seed inside the lotus are all unified, and the sun and the moon are within them, and the same depth as the cluster of seeds at the center of the lotus. And then there is the phrase, the visualization, Lama one with lotus born. And for some of us, who have met Azam Rinpoche, then this would be the visualization. And even if you have not met Azam Rinpoche because you just were introduced to him, and some of you also have seen him. And so this is where he becomes Guru Rinpoche. And it's not superimposed, it's not 3D, but rather it's a complete blending of energy. And within that visualization is an incredible stability. So what we are doing is creating clarity and of the visualization, but also real stability of mind. And with that stability comes our protection, because we are connected to something so extraordinary. And in that connection is coming the blessings, which is a part of the practice that we will do next session. And when we do the blessings, we will know that these blessings are coming from the Pure Land, which, as Azam Rinpoche says, is not so far away. And also they're coming into us. And again, words of my perfect teacher, Tantra practice and Nyingma, call these blessings empowerments. So we are connecting to Guru Rinpoche to receive empowerments. And this is so incredible because here we are, and we still have that opportunity to connect to that energy and to receive. And again, we receive as Vajrayogini. So Lama, one with Lotus born. Meditate that the Lama is one with Guru Rinpoche, indivisible, not different aspects of the same thing, not the essence of the Lama in the form of Guru Rinpoche. His skin, and this would be Guru Rinpoche, is white tinged with red to symbolize the unification of bliss and emptiness. He has the very youthful appearance of an 8-year-old child. His legs are in the posture of royal ease. He is surrounded by rainbows. In the rainbows are the seated 25 awareness holders, hosts of deities, all of the great lamas, the scholars, the peaceful and the wrathful deities, the protectors, and surround the Lama Guru. Sounds of primordial wisdom are pouring forth, and all of this is the assembly of Guru Yoga. So when we work with Guru Yoga, we work with what is being put on our screen, the refuge tree. And sometimes we wonder, does anyone know we're practicing? Is anyone out there? And certainly the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas have abilities to connect. And so our intentionality meets with the loving blessings of all of those who just want to give. And all that we need to do is to open up. And of course, sometimes that feels hard. We might have doubts. Is anyone out there? We might have hesitation. What's a pure land? And am I there? Am I there yet? So many things come to mind, but in the practice, all of these thoughts are not so important, because what we're doing is that we're making our way to the Pure Land. So sometimes we connect in practice. Sometimes we don't feel like we connect at all. And that's okay, because that's why we practice and have different sessions, like when we'll have our Ninja practice group. And so that we have that ability. And it's also the reason that there are the accumulations of 100,000, because each level that we get to, some people say after 10,000 they feel something. Some people say after 20,000 they feel something. But it is a way that we give ourselves permission to practice again and again and to connect ever more deeply. And again, sometimes that feels like it's happening in practice. Sometimes it feels like practice was okay. And then we are out and about and suddenly we understand something. And all of that depends on when the mind is in balance. So sometimes we're trying a little bit too hard. Sometimes we're kind of lackadaisical. But then when the mind is in balance and we feel that real stability, that stability in who we're connecting with, that recognition that the Buddha nature, which is inherent, is also something that, for whatever reason, we need a lot of effort to, shall we say, achieve or uncover or remember, whatever it appears for each of us. But the practice itself becomes the teacher, and the guru yoga is what becomes the teacher, and that's why it's so important. So with that, we're going to complete with our closing prayers, and then we're going to stop our recording, and then we're going to take some answers. And Droma, I don't know if you want to do the closing. Do you have that?
I can do
Okay, that'd be
not a problem.
terrific. Thank you.
By this good, may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, everyone, to reach to that very ground.
Thank you. So we stop our recording and we take our questions